All right, we're going to talk about spoilers for Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice. Again, spoilers. Oh, I feel bad for this movie, man. I mean, 31% on Rotten Tomatoes, and I really love this movie, and oh my god. Anyway, so let's not talk about all the negative reviews. All right, so I'm gonna say the good things, the bad things, and spoil the shit out of this movie. So, yeah, from when this movie starts out, Bruce Wayne is narrating, and he's narrating over the death of his parents, and I thought it was done very well. Because everyone knows the origin of Bruce Wayne, that his parents died, they come out of the theater, they get shot in an alley. Well, this time it's actually very close to the theater. It's not even in an alley, it's just out in public. But I don't know if there are people surrounding it or something like that. I guess it's just quiet at that time. So his parents die, and his parents are played by Jeffrey Dean Morgan, who was the comedian from Watchmen, and Lauren Cohen, who is Maggie from The Walking Dead. And Lauren Cohen, she didn't even say a word throughout this movie. Jeffrey Dean Morgan only says one word, and he says Martha. That's when Martha Wayne dies. And then it cuts to the funeral, and they're trying to put the tombs, no, the coffins into the graves, and that's when Bruce ran away. He stumbles upon the Batcave, and that's when he decides to become Batman. And then you see the bats flying around him, and all of a sudden you see him going to the sky. It's as if the bats are making him fly, and I was like, wait, what the? No! Even if they go, they're not even flying fast enough for him to even hover like that. I was so confused. But Bruce did say that it was a dream. So I was like, oh, thank God you explained that. Because seriously, I mean, there's something about physically that's impossible. So, and then it cuts to Metropolis during the events of Man of Steel, when the General Zod attacks Superman and he starts off the World Engine, and then that happened in Metropolis. Bruce Wayne just happens to be there. He got there, and he's trying. He was telling the people in his building to evacuate, and that's when the World Engine was destroying everything in sight. So Bruce Wayne gets a car, and then he immediately drives all the way to his building. And I love the little details of the jets. They were trying to shoot down the World Engine, but they couldn't because of the gravity disruption. So the missiles are flying over the place, hitting people, hitting buildings and stuff. And then the jets were failing, so they crashed to the surface below. And one of the jets almost hit Bruce Wayne's car. I love little details like that. And I love the fact that when General Zod and Superman were fighting in the building, and General Zod used his heat vision, that's actually the building that Bruce Wayne owns. That's the building he's trying to get to. And I love that. What I love about this scene is the fact that instead of Superman's perspective, we're seeing from the perspective of a normal human being. And this scene is haunting. It is so haunting. It is extremely well done. One of the best scenes in the movie. And yeah, visually it's spectacular. And I love the fact that I believe the cinematographer changed from Man of Steel, so it's not that shaky cam motion. No, you can actually tell what's going on. And it's actually a lot brighter this time around. So Bruce Wayne is fucking pissed because a lot of people died. He blames Superman for the destruction, and then he gets buffed up. Oh my god, he is super buff, man. Someone told me that CGI. I was like, you got, if that is CGI, give a lot of money to that CG artist because he made Ben Affleck look buff as hell. But no, I believe that is Ben Affleck. He bulked up and stuff, so he looks badass. And then we cut to Africa, I believe. No, right before that, we cut to the Indian Ocean. And I forgot to mention this in my short review, and if you guys want to check it out, it is in the description below, or you could click on this video box that I'm going to show for the next 10 seconds. So it goes to the Indian Ocean, and I thought they were going to tease Aquaman. That's what I thought, to be honest. But no, they didn't tease Aquaman there. They showed the freaking ship, the second part of the World Engine, and when it's left over there. I gotta admit, what the hell is Superman thinking? When I saw that, I'm like, wait, how many 18 months has passed since the events of Man of Steel? Why the fuck is the ship over there? I thought the Superman would try to move it someplace else, or see if it causes any damage to the ocean below, because it basically crashed into the Indian Ocean. Lots of animals could have died and stuff, and because it's alien technology, probably some kind of disease or something would infect. I don't know. So that's why I thought Aquaman would be there and be pissed at Superman. That's what I thought it was going to tease at. But no, it just shows these kids who go into the water to take the kryptonite, basically. So they found kryptonite, and they gave it to some random guy who I believe works for Lex Luthor. I could be wrong. He was just looking for minerals that are found around the Kryptonian ship. And then it cuts to Africa, where Lois Lane is trying to do an interview with a warlord, but shit goes wrong because the warlord's bodyguards turn out to be traitors. So he betrayed them and made it look like that it's all Superman's fault. But another negative I do have to mention about this scene is the fact that I'm trying to figure out Lois Lane's plan, because she wants to get an interview with the warlord, but the CIA sent their man with her, who's pretending to be a photographer, but it turns out that he works for the CIA. He gets his head shot off. And I'm trying to see what is Lois Lane's backup plan. I mean, I thought that she probably made a plan with Superman because she knows that Clark Kent is Superman. I thought that, okay, at the first sign of trouble, Superman would dive in and save the day. That's what I thought was going to happen. But no, apparently, Superman was far away, because he only came to save Lois when she was held at gunpoint. So yeah, I was kind of confused about her plan. Did she work something out with Superman, or was Superman too busy saving some other place and stuff like that? So when he heard that Lois Lane is about to get shot, that's when he decides to go fly to Africa? That part I'm a bit confused about. So hopefully they explain it more in the director's cut. I feel like there's a scene or two missing over there. If Lois Lane was smart, then she would have made a plan with Superman, and Superman would be like, I don't know, instead of somewhere on Earth, be right next to her, or be up in the sky, and then he sees, oh shit, they're about to shoot the cameraman who's pretending to, who's a CIA agent. So he swoops down and saves him and stops the bullet or something like that. That's what I was thinking. But no, but it was an awesome entrance when Superman flies in. He bursts through the warlord's house, and the warlord's like, I'm gonna shoot her, don't make me do it. And then Lois Lane is like, okay, you know what? Go for it, Superman. And Superman's like, you got it. Boom! And he hits the warlord through the house. And oh my god, that was great. That really was great. I loved it. That reminded me a bit of Iron Man, when Iron Man was trying to find the guy through the house, and then he burst through and grabbed the guy and threw him out. That was awesome. And then it cuts back to Bruce Wayne, and it went back to Gotham City. And he was trying to find out where all these weapon supplies are going, and he sees this Russian guy, and he's trying to figure out what this name is. I believe, shoot, I totally forgot what it was. So the Portuguese, the white Portuguese or something like that. He's trying to figure out what the hell that means. So he was beating the shit out of this guy, but it's from the perspective of policeman from Gotham. So he's investigating this abandoned-looking house, and then he realized that there's human trafficking, that there's all these Asian women that are supposed to be transported, and they're saying that beware of the devil, the devil is gonna come upon us and stuff. So he hears screaming in the second floor, so he goes up and sees the guy branded with the bat symbol, and he's handcuffed to the pipe. And then the guy, I love this shot. I really do. It was kind of terrifying. I felt like Zack Snyder, if he wants to do a horror movie, he could do it very well, because his shots are impressive. When it shows the perspective of the cop, it shows him in focus, but in the background, out of focus, you can clearly see that it's Batman, and he's clinging to the wall like he's a monster or an insect, and I love that. And then the guy, he noticed something is right behind him, so he slowly turns, and then grabs a shotgun and starts shooting up the place. Almost shot his partner in the face too, and his partner's like, hey, watch where you're shooting at! And he's like, oh, I saw something, so next time don't shoot at me! And I like that. It's because the guy never seen Batman before. This is his first time. But the other guy, the guy he almost shot at, he's like, "Well, that's the Batman for you." So I like that. It shows that, okay, everyone knows who the Batman is, and this is not the guy's first time. He actually knows who he is. So then it cuts back to Metropolis, and Lois Lane is conflicted because she heard that there's too many people died in Africa during that incident, and people blame Superman for it. Even though Superman saves Lois Lane, but she's wondering if it's too much at a high cost because other people died because of her and Superman. So that's why she's telling Clark that, listen, every action has a consequence. Yes, you saved me, and yes, I love you, but uh, other people died because of that. And that's why Clark is trying to figure out exactly what to do. And this is the same thing from Man of Steel. He's trying to figure out what to do. He's an alien who's basically a god on the planet Earth, and he wants to do the right thing, but at the same time, people don't view it as him helping. They view it as him being a nuisance, chaotic, and he will destroy all life on Earth. So that's why they believe he doesn't answer to no one, and he would do anything himself. He's basically a vigilante and also a menace. So, and I like that aspect about the movie. It's taking both sides. Like the Daily Planet chooses Superman's sides, but at the same time, to make a good story, they also want to show the bad side of Superman. And I did like that. That Perry White is going back and forth, as long as it's kind of right, but at the same time, he wants to get the headlines so people could read the Daily Planet. So. So Clark is conflicted, and again, what I like about this is that it reminds me of the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movie, the first one. That's when Peter Parker is saving all these people and stuff like that, but the problem is the public thinks that he is a terrorist. And he even sees that from the Daily Bugle. The Daily Bugle is making him to be a terrorist. People believe that. So that's why even the cops are trying to arrest him. And people are trying to get away from him. Same thing here. Even though he is saving people from buildings, he saved the space shuttle. He saved people from floods and from fires and stuff. People still believe that he is not good. He is not a hero. And that's why he's trying his best, but at the same time, he is so down because of that. That's his human nature, that he is a normal guy trying to do the right thing for everyone, but he doesn't know if he's making it worse or he has to just keep moving on. And I really like that aspect. And I know that a lot of people are going to criticize about Henry Cavill's acting, but like I said in the short review I did for Batman v Superman, and I'm going to say this again when I finally release my Man of Steel review. Sorry I didn't put that out there, guys, before this review, but yeah, it'll come out eventually. But the Henry Cavill, the thing about Superman in Man of Steel and Batman v Superman, he doesn't really talk much. And I know a lot of people are gonna say like probably that's because Henry Cavill cannot act. I thought Henry Cavill's a good actor. I really like him. I liked him in Immortals. I liked him in the Guy Ritchie movie, The Man from U.N.C.L.E. I thought he was great in that one, and I thought he was fine as Superman. And people are going to say, well, Christopher Reeve said so much in all four Superman movies. Hell, he even has speeches. What does this Superman do? He barely speaks. Everyone speaks for him. But that's what I kind of like, to be honest. Because even though Superman is defined by the relations he makes with his family and everyone around him. So it's just like Peter Parker and his family and the Daily Bugle. That's his life. That's what makes who he is. So I thought they did a good job over here. Superman is nothing without Lois Lane, Martha Kent, and the Daily Planet. He is nothing without that. So they define who he is, and he talks with Martha Kent. Even though it's a couple of very short scenes, I thought they were well done. I like the scenes where he's being romantic with Lois Lane. That was good, especially with her naked in the bathtub. Oh my God, Amy Adams. And I like the conversations he has with Perry White, and Perry White is a lot funnier in this movie than he was in this movie compared to the first movie. I love that how sarcastic he is and how snobbish he is. He's basically the Daily Planet version of the J. Jonah Jameson. I love that. He was great, especially with the breaking news: water wet. And what I really like about Henry Cavill is that uh, and also Zack Snyder's directing is that Zack Snyder is a visual director. You don't need Superman to say how he feels all the time. So when you see Henry Cavill's face when Superman realized that all these people died around him and there was nothing he could have done to stop it, or he was just too late to stop it, you could feel the emotion on Henry Cavill's face, and I thought he did that brilliantly. And yeah, Superman is a man of few words, and I'm okay with that. I mean, people didn't give Tom Hardy a hard time when he barely spoke in Mad Max. People still believe that, okay, I know how Mad Max is feeling. It's the same thing here. So Superman is conflicted. Batman wants to kick Superman's ass, but at the same time, he is a detective. He is an investigator. He's investigating the crime scenes. He's checking up. What is Lex Luthor doing with all these equipment and all this stuff? He's actually doing all this research, and every time he's on screen with Alfred, it's just great. Jeremy Irons is a great Alfred. And I love the fact that he's basically Lucius Fox in this one. He helps Batman make the gadgets and all that. I love the part where he did the voice modifier and he was testing it. That was funny. And I love the smart quips he makes, and he basically drinks almost every single time we see him. Yeah, Jeremy Irons was great as Alfred. Oh my god, one of the best Alfreds. I'm happy that Jeremy Irons was cast. And so I love this scene where, and I thought it was hilarious, this scene where Bruce Wayne is invited to the Galleria. I totally forgot where it takes place, but it's Lex Luthor's gala or something like that. And Superman is also over there, and he's just trying to get a story over there too. So Bruce Wayne was talking to Alfred through the earpiece, and what I love about it is that because Superman's right there, he heard everything. I love that. That reminded me so much of the comics and also the animated series when Bruce Wayne and Clark Kent met for the first time, and Clark Kent immediately knew that Bruce Wayne is Batman. I love that. Even though in the animated series, Bruce Wayne knew who Clark Kent is, he's like, oh, you're Superman, I could tell. I mean, the glasses. So I love that, and the scene was hilarious. I really loved it. And seeing Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, at first I was a bit skeptical because I know whenever someone thinks of Wonder Woman, they think of a huge, tall, muscular woman who's beautiful as well. Linda Carter is not muscular, but she's like the ideal Wonder Woman, and we're so used to that. And I don't blame them. I love Linda Carter as Wonder Woman. It's just so hard to find another woman like that as Wonder Woman. So for a while, I've been hoping for Gina Carano to be Wonder Woman. I thought she would have been perfect, and she's good at fighting, she is beautiful, and she's muscular. But they did choose Gal Gadot, so I was a bit worried about that. But at the same time, she is in real life, she's an Israeli soldier, and I'm okay with that. I'm like, you know what? This girl kicks ass. She's a soldier. She's a model as well and an actress. Go for her. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I know some people are like, no, she's still way too skinny, man. She's not the ideal Wonder Woman. She kicks so much ass in this one, man. And I love the fact that when you first see her, she's basically like Catwoman, and I like that too. And her dialogue was very good. She didn't really have an accent. I know she kind of has a thick accent in real life, but she really disguised it very well. I loved her dialogue. Her dialogue was great. She was great. Great Wonder Woman. Sure, she's not in it that much. I think she has like 10 scenes altogether, to be honest, and half of that is with Bruce. But she was great. I can't wait to see the Wonder Woman movie because of her. Just great. And so that's when she stole the thing that Bruce Wayne was trying to hack into. He wants to get access to Lex Luthor files. Okay, Lex Luthor. I did say in my short review that he is the worst part of the movie for me. And yeah, I still stand by that. After a couple days of thinking about it, yeah, I still stand by that. And like I said in the short review, that doesn't mean that he's bad. He's just the worst part. And that's the thing. I was dreading his performance. I'm not a fan of Jesse Eisenberg. I liked him in Zombieland. I liked him in Adventureland. I kind of liked him in 30 Minutes or Less. But in everything else, I just did not like the guy. I felt like it's the same performance over and over and over. So when I heard he was cast as Lex Luthor, I'm like, oh my god, is he going to play like he did for the Social Network? And to an extent, he actually did in this. So at first, when I first saw him, I really wanted to hate the guy. But he has these few quirks that really made me like him. And bravo, Jesse Eisenberg, bravo. Man, I was really about to hate you so fucking much, but you pulled it off because of those damn quirks. Because like I said in the short review, his performance reminded me of Gene Hackman's Lex Luthor. I mean, they almost speak the same way. It's just that Jesse Eisenberg, sometimes he stammers and he's trying to think of something else to say because he wanted to go say this one thing, but it turns out it sounded stupid in his head, so he just gives up immediately and he's like, yeah, there you go, yeah, yeah, about Prometheus and flying into the sky. Nope, that's not it. That's not what I want to say. No. Carry on with the party. Yeah, that's his performance, and that made me actually like him. I really did. And you know what? For a Lex Luthor, he's the worst Lex Luthor, but not a very. That doesn't mean that it's very bad. So I kind of like this version of Lex Luthor, and I do like the fact that Lex Luthor already knew who Batman and Superman is. He's been doing his research, and I like that. So, yeah, I thought that part was pretty good. And the whole gummy bear thing, he shoved it into the senator. I think it was the senator or the secretary, something like that. He shoved it in his mouth. That made me laugh. But the whole dialogue he had with Holly Hunter, about Granny's peach tea, and it turns out that he actually put a jar of piss right in that court scene. Oh my god. I mean, the Senate hearing. Yeah, wow. Damn. Seriously, when the bomb went off in the Senate hearing, oh my god. I was shocked. I really was. Because when she saw the jar and it says Granny Peach Tea, I was like, oh my god, holy shit, he did it. No, he didn't. And then she looked at the wheelchair. I'm like, wait, why are you looking at the boom? I was like, holy shit, I could not believe they actually went there. This reminded me of The Dark Knight when Rachel dies in the explosion, because I didn't think that Rachel would die. I thought, okay, probably Batman would save her. But no, it didn't go there. Rachel fucking dies. Same thing here. This movie was trying to focus so much on the senator and Scoot McNairy, who plays this disabled guy with his legs cut off, and he blames Superman so much. So you think, okay, these two are so super important in the movie. And in the court, Mercy Graves is there, the assistant for Lex Luthor. Lex Luthor told her to wait by his chair. He'll be in a moment. But Lex Luthor never came in. And then boom, everything is the bomb and all that stuff. And I'm like, holy shit. And that was a heartbreaking scene for me, because seeing Superman's face when he realized that he was right there, right next to the fucking bomb. He didn't even know it in time, and it went off, killed everyone except him. That was a great scene. Holy shit. That was a very good scene. My god. This movie had the balls to go there, and I loved it. I really loved it because of that. And to be honest, the movie is paced like Man of Steel. To be, yeah, it's paced like Man of Steel, kind of similarly, because there is an action scene in the beginning. There's a small action scene in the middle, and then the last hour is all action. So you have a lot of dialogue, and I believe the bomb thing happened at the halfway point of the movie. So because of that, Superman is really upset because he was right there. He didn't know it in time, and he let all these people die. That's why he wanted to run away, and I do not blame him. I would if I was right there. I had the power to do it, to stop it, but I just couldn't. I didn't. And yeah, he went away, and then we have the scene where he's in either in Antarctica or Alaska. I couldn't really tell. All you know is that it's icy mountains. So he was walking, and then you see this guy. I'm like, wait, why is this guy just wearing a sweater out here in the cold? He's not fucking Superman. Then it turns out to be Jonathan Kent. Yeah, Kevin Costner is back, and I'm like, dude, you usually don't do sequels. You're in this too? Holy shit. I had so many questions. I'm like, wait a second, what the fuck does this mean? The tornado did not kill you? What the fuck? But no, it was just a hallucination created by Clark because he's so depressed. And that scene actually touched me too because when Kevin Costner says, I miss you, son. And then Clark replies, even though he's not looking at his father, he's like, I miss you too, Dad. That got me right here. That really, I'm about to tear up right now, actually, just thinking about that scene. I love that scene too. My God, that teared me up. I thought the performances from both actors during that scene was great. Sure, again, Clark does not speak that much, but him saying, I miss you too, Dad. Oh, my God, it touched me here. It really did. So right after the building explosion, Bruce Wayne sneaks into Lex Luthor's lab, and he stole the kryptonite so he could use that against Superman. And right after that, Lex Luthor is fucking pissed, so he had no choice but to start making zombie General Zod Doomsday. I'm okay with this idea. I'm really okay. I mean, what I like about it is that when Michael Shannon is back and he's basically sleeping through the role. So the dead body of General Zod, he puts it in the Genesis chamber, which is technically like the Lazarus pit, in my opinion. And so he puts the General Zod in the chamber, and he added some of his own blood to General Zod, so he kind of imprinted on him. So I like that idea. I really did. Even though the computer is telling him, listen, this is an abomination because this guy is a criminal, and also you're including some alien DNA to him. And he's like, proceed. So yeah, I do like this version of Doomsday. I mean, when I saw him in the trailer, I was worried because he looks like the cave troll from the Lord of the Rings movies. But when you finally see this motherfucker in action, he's a huge motherfucker. And I love the fact that he evolves with every single damage he takes. Like, he's getting more spikes, and then his hand turns into a fucking spike because his hand got chopped off, and it turns into a giant big spike, and then his horns are growing and still. Oh my god, it's so cool. I love this version of Doomsday. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. So Lex Luthor is pissed, so he starts the General Zod as a zombie doomsday thing experiment. So he kidnaps Martha Kent, played by Diane Lane again, and kidnaps Lois Lane at the same time. So he threw Lois Lane off his building. Superman finally comes in to save her. So that's the second time that he saves Lois Lane in this movie. I don't know. That's the thing. Lois Lane is always known as the damsel in distress in almost every single episode of Superman the Animated Series, and also for the comics and the movies and stuff. But come on, Lois Lane. Once is enough. 3 times in a sequel? Come on! That means 6 total times in both Man of Steel and Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice that Lois Lane gets saved. 6 fucking times. So Superman saves Lois Lane. Then he talks with Lex Luthor. He's about to send him to jail. And Oh my god, this scene also got me too, because even though I knew that Martha Kent is kidnapped by Lex Luthor's goons, but I didn't realize they would take it this far, that he had Polaroid pictures of her with her being tied up and says witch on her forehead. And Superman couldn't believe his eyes. And he looks at the photographs. He kneels down, still couldn't believe it. And then all of a sudden he looks up at Lex Luthor with those big raging red eyes that he's about to use heat vision on him. And he's like, "Where is she?" That got me too. I was like, holy shit. Don't mess with Superman's mother. Don't mess with anyone's mother, okay? My god. I wanted Superman to fucking use his heat vision on Lex Luthor. Jesus Christ, don't mess with his mother. Don't. I mean, no one learned the lesson about that. No, never mess with Superman's mother. Has no one seen Man of Steel? You know, when he picked up General Zod and threw him into that factory, and he's like, "You think you could threaten my mother?" One of my favorite scenes, by the way. So, because of that, I like the motivation here. Lex Luthor wants Superman to beat Batman. Mostly because he's pissed off at Batman. But at the same time, he's pissed off at Superman. And just in case, if Superman wins against Batman, he has the Doomsday, so he could use Doomsday to destroy Superman. And yeah, I get the motivation there. So that's why he wants Superman to fight Batman, because he has Martha Kent hostage. And he knows Superman would do anything for his mother, so he has no choice but to fight Batman. And he knows that Batman is so pissed off at Superman that even if Superman tried talking with him, Batman won't listen and will try to kick Superman's ass. And if Batman does defeat Superman, Lex Luthor still has his Doomsday, so Doomsday could destroy Batman. I'm okay with this plan. I'm okay. I thought it was kind of genius. The thing is that a lot of people think, wait, what makes you think you could control Doomsday? Isn't that the flaw of Lex Luthor for, of all history? Seriously, that's always been the flaw. He believes that he's the most powerful man in the universe, that in the world, I mean. The most powerful man in the world, that he's the smartest, he's the richest, he could do whatever the fuck he wants. That's why he's fucking pissed off at Superman throughout all the comics and all the TV shows and all the movies, because Lex Luthor believes that he's a fucking god. But then you see an actual god next to him ruining his shit, so he has no choice but to be mad at him. He's jealous. He wants that power. That's been the motivation of Lex Luthor throughout all these years. Why are people so pissed off about... Why people don't understand the motivation of this Lex Luthor? It's been the same. He wants absolute power. He's always been this crazy. And his weakness is the fact that he believes he could do anything, but he doesn't realize that he doesn't have a backup plan, that he doesn't believe that things could fail. He believes he's that fucking smart, so that's why he didn't know that Doomsday would actually turn on him. I was okay with that. He keeps referring Prometheus. You know, that the guy who got fired from the gods. And also, he also referenced Icarus, like the guy who flew too close to the sun. Yeah, that's basically Lex Luthor. Seriously, Lex Luthor is Icarus and Prometheus. I got that. I don't understand why people didn't get that. So, Batman and Superman finally face off, and I have to admit, I believe that happened around the 2-hour mark of the movie. This movie is pretty long, by the way. It happened at the 2-hour mark of the movie. And that's when Superman tried to talk to Batman, but Batman doesn't want to hear a word of it, so he uses the Incredible Hulk sonic wave things that was used in the Incredible Hulk movie, and that was pretty cool, so he tried to slow Superman down. Superman got super pissed, and then the guns are shooting at Superman, so Superman uses heat vision, so Superman's like, you know what, fuck this shit. So he walks towards Batman and picks him up and throws him into a building and throws him against the bat signal. I like that. This whole fight is awesome. It really is. Short fight, yes, but it was freaking awesome. And I love the part that when Batman and Superman first meet up and they walk to each other, and then Superman just shoves Batman, and Batman goes flying back about 50 feet. He's like, oh, God. That was hilarious. And even after the Superman got gassed by the kryptonite thing, and when Batman was actually kicking his ass because Superman is very weak. But when Superman is getting over the gas and he is not affected by Batman's punches, so Batman tries punching him in the face, but his glove keeps breaking, and then Batman's like, "Oh shit!" and Superman's like, "You done fucked it up," and then he punches Batman through the freaking floor. I love that part too, and yeah, I thought the fight was great. I know some people really didn't like the how this fight ended. So Batman basically won. He's about to kill Superman, but Superman says to Batman, "Please save Martha." That's when Batman's like, What do you mean by that? How do you know that name? How do you know that name?" I was checking out some reviews and some of the audience reactions. They honestly hated that part because they're like, really, they're going this direction. The fact that their mothers are names are both Martha. What a fucking coincidence, yo! And that's the thing. It's Martha's a common name. Seriously, for a woman, Martha is a common name. So the fact that their moms' names are both Martha, you have a problem with that? Seriously? You think that's lame? The fact that Batman just hears his mother's name and then that's when he realizes that Superman actually has a mother and he actually cares about his mother so much that he's willing to die for this? Yeah! I don't understand why you have a problem with that. It's been like that in the comics, and you have a problem with that with this movie? That sounded lame? Martha is a common name for a woman. If it's like Gal Gadot, yeah, that's a huge fucking coincidence. Wait, your mother's name is Gal Gadot too? How did you know? Yeah, it's not like that. It's Martha. It's a common name. And what I like about it is that Batman is a bit of a child himself because he's been an orphan for a long time. So when he hears his mother's name and realizes that Superman also has a mother, I thought that worked brilliantly. I thought that was great. I really loved it. So that's when Bruce Wayne decides to actually not kill Superman and team up with Superman and make sure that Martha doesn't die tonight. And my god, the fight scene with him against the 30 hostiles. Oh my god, that was so good. Seriously, that made me want to play Batman Arkham Knight again. It's like, okay, punch, 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 counter, 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 boom, 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 and then press the B button for the bashing. Yeah, it was great. Unfortunately, I don't think there's a knife takedown in Batman Arkham Knight, like use a knife against them. No, I don't think he ever does that. He only takes their weapons, like bats and clubs and stuff, and uses that against them, but not knives. But yeah, the fight scene was amazing. And then we finally get to the big confrontation against Doomsday, and Wonder Woman joins the fight. Oh, right before this, we get the Justice League tease about the Flash, Cyborg, and Aquaman. And yeah, I like the Flash security footage. That was pretty cool. And the Cyborg one, I can't believe that Miles Dyson is in this movie. Seriously, I was like, wait, that looks like Joe Morton. It fucking is! It's like he's working at Cyberdyne again. I love it. Oh my god. So he's creating Cyborg. That was cool. And seeing Jason Momoa as Aquaman just staring into the camera. Yes, it was a bit too long of a shot for him to just stare at the camera. But at the same time, you know what? It's Jason Momoa with a freaking trident underwater. It's awesome. I liked it. It's a very small tease, but I'm okay with it. You know, bring on the Justice League. Oh, I forgot to talk about the nightmare sequences that Batman had. Okay, so there were a couple of them. There's one where it actually it frightened me a lot, actually. That's when Bruce Wayne is visiting his mother's grave and he realizes some dark liquid is coming from his mother's grave. He touches it, then you hear a rumbling sound, and then all of a sudden this giant monstrous looking bat creature just comes out and was about to attack Bruce Wayne. That terrified me. I did not expect that to happen. I was like, holy shit, it's a fucking man bat. So yeah, that terrified me. But the dream sequence he had with him in the future and it's Nightmare Batman and he's fighting off against the Superman soldiers. Yeah, I like the fact that that's inspired by Injustice. Seriously, when Superman comes in and kills the two soldiers with his heat vision and crushes Batman's chest, that came straight out of fucking Injustice. My God. Sure, I felt like the death scene with um, Shazam in Injustice was terrifying. I mean, you don't really see it, but when he used the heat vision into Shazam's eyes in Injustice, oh my God, that was a haunting scene. Jesus Christ. And it was very similar to that. He uses the heat vision to basically cut the guys in half. My God. And he uses his strength with one punch to punch out Batman's chest. God damn, that was dark. That was brutal. I love it. One punch! And but right after that, it's another kind of dream sequence or premonition. I'm trying to figure that out too. And it's like Flashpoint. The Flash is trying to tell Bruce Wayne that Lois Lane is the key, and his armor looks awesome too. It's futuristic armor, and his helmet goes back and shows not Adam Driver. I'm sorry, Ezra Miller. Ezra Miller as the Flash. And yeah, I like that scene too. And that's when Bruce Wayne also wakes up. So yeah, we get to the confrontation with Doomsday. It was an awesome fight. I love the part where Wonder Woman is kicking so much ass for the sword, the cuffs, and the shield, and also she uses the lasso of truth to pin down Doomsday. And during this fight, when it showed that. Oh yeah, I gotta say, some people saying that, okay, again, the problem I had with Man of Steel is the fact that Superman just let people die. He didn't even care much about the people. I was like, did you not see Superman saving the people from buildings and all stuff? And also during the Doomsday fight, you know what the first thing he did? He was trying to punch Doomsday into the fucking sky so they could fucking nuke it. Seriously. That's what he was doing. He was trying to get Doomsday out into the fucking outer space so people can try to kill it. That's what he was trying to do. Sure, I understand the argument in Man of Steel that he wasn't trying to get Zod out of the city or anything. But here, he was actually trying to get Doomsday out of Metropolis into the fucking sky so they could send a fucking nuke to fucking kill it. He was doing what he was supposed to do. He is Superman. He's doing what Superman is supposed to do in that situation. It didn't work, but at least he tried. And oh my God, the effect on Superman when he got hit by the nuke. Remember the scene from Hercules when he was getting skinnier and older and gross when he was trying to retrieve Meg's soul from the underworld? Yeah, imagine that, except in live action. And my God, that was haunting too. And that was, I believe that was from The Dark Knight Returns. I believe there was a couple panels on it. It's either that comic or something else. But I do remember Superman getting hit by the nuke, and he looks hideous because of that. But the sun made him rejuvenated him. And I was happy about that too. So Superman ends up delivering the final blow to Doomsday by taking the kryptonite spear that Batman was going to use on Superman, but I knew that it's the only way to defeat Doomsday when they introduced that anyway. So Superman used it against Doomsday, and then Doomsday stabs Superman. I didn't expect this movie to go there. Mostly because I felt like it's a bit too early, but at the same time, the movie kind of had balls to do that. So this movie is a mixture. It's taking elements from the Dark Knight Returns book and The Death of Superman. I thought it was just going to take Doomsday from Death of Superman. I didn't fucking know that Superman was going to die in this movie. Oh, God. Yeah, when I realized that Superman's dead, I mean, seriously, right after Doomsday dies, you just see Superman's lifeless body right there, and I was like, no, they're not actually going there, are they? And they did. They had a fucking funeral. He died. Holy fucking shit. Seriously, I couldn't believe it. Superman got stabbed, a huge gash through his fucking chest, and he's dead. Wow. I mean, sure, the ending basically is the Magneto thing from X-Men 3, The Last Stand, where the dirt is levitating, so for like a split second, so of course Superman isn't fully dead yet. And yeah, but still, that got me right here. I was like, holy shit, Superman is dead? Oh, he wanted to propose to Lois Lane too? Oh my god. Oh no. So yeah, overall, I really loved this movie. I really did. I mean, I'm trying to think of even more negatives. I'm trying to figure out what other people are also thinking. But I thought it was fine. I thought the movie was fine. It's nowhere as bad as all the critics are saying. I couldn't believe it. Jesus Christ. I'm not sure if that's because I'm like a Superman fanboy or Batman fanboy, but I thought it did a pretty good job. I like the elements it took from the classic comic books. Sure, it didn't take all the elements. I mean, to fully translate the Dark Knight Returns on the big screen and also Death of Superman on the big screen. I thought this movie did a fine job. It took elements of those classic comics, and I thought it was great. It really was. And Wonder Woman was great. I can't wait to see her solo film. Ben Affleck was great as Batman. He was so badass. He's kick-ass. He's brutal. He kills people in this one. He don't get if someone's trying to prove that all the people that he supposedly killed are just unconscious, they're still alive. Fuck you, man. That's one of the things that I hated from the Batman Arkham games. You punch a guy so hard he fell off a fucking window and he landed on the ground, and you're telling me he's just unconscious? Fuck you. No, no, no. Oh my god, that scene where he used the grappling hook and it shot through the guy's shoulder and he brought him back just to slam him down to the ground. Oh my god, that was so fucking brutal, man. Jesus Christ. And Lex Luthor talking about they're coming. They heard about this. They know they are coming. I was like, holy crap, he's actually referring to Darkseid? Awesome! So, and yeah, I really love this movie to death. Then again, take it with a grain of salt. I really like Man of Steel, and even for that movie, I understand why people don't like it. But for this movie, I don't understand why people don't like it. I don't know. It's just me. This is just from my first viewing of the movie. I will see it again soon. So if my opinions really do change, then I'll make another video about that, like my afterthoughts and stuff. But no, for now, I really love the movie. It was great. I can't wait to see it again. I can't wait to see the director's cut. Yeah, I really hope this movie does well. It really does. Hopefully it pulls off a Transformers and makes lots of money because I felt like it deserved it. I really did. But then again, I'm probably in the minority for this one. If you guys didn't like the movie, write down in the comments below what did you like about it. And yeah, I want to know. I really want to know. I'm not going to fight or anything. I just really want to know what you guys like or don't like about this movie. So, until next time, guys, I'll see you later.